y'all, welcome back to the channel. And hey, like they say, cream rises to the top. Well, it looks like Will Smith's career might be on the upswing. So, yeah, again, welcome back. And I think we're going to go ahead and get into this because, as you can see, it appears that Will Smith is due to star in a sci-fi movie. So, let's go ahead and get some details. All right, so I want to make sure that I get in with the sound because I was having some issues with the sound earlier. I tell you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But hopefully we'll get it together here. So bear with me. All right, I think we're going to be good to go on that one. Yeah, there we go. I love that sound. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this story here. So let's go ahead and I like to have my little trusty photo here so we know exactly who we're talking about. All right. So this is according to CBR.com and Deadline. It shares that Will Smith lands the next big movie role after Bad Boys for success. Bad Boys Ride or Die star Will Smith continues his Hollywood comeback from his post-Oscar slap on the back of the successful action comedy sequel. Because I tell you what, I think that he's still trying to recover from the slap that some still hear around the world. A new report confirms that the Oscar-winning actor has landed another major movie role following the latest Bad Boys installment. Per Deadline, Smith will team up again with Sony Pictures for the upcoming sci-fi pick Resistor, which is also being developed and produced by Escape Artists. The film is based on the 2014 Daniel Suarez novel Influx, with Smith co-producing the project through his Westbrook Incorporation or Westbrook Inc. Imprint, while Zach Olowitz and Eric Singer penning the screenplay. So it sounds like things are already kind of moving together. So apparently the plot for this movie is that the details for it are unknown. However, Influx tells the story of a physicist, John Grady, who discovers a device capable of reflecting gravity and potentially revolutionizing physics. Despite this potentially history-making feat, Grady and his team find opposition from the Bureau of Technological Control, a covert operation adamant to suppress the truth and prevent the social upheaval the new device could cause. Grady refuses an offer to join the operation, throwing him into a haunting high-tech prison housing other the doomed intellects. Okay, now that somehow that didn't come out right. Let's go back and hear again. So it says Grady refuses an offer to join the operation, throwing him into a haunting high-tech prison housing other doomed intellects. I guess basically they're supposed to be in an area where they're being separated from everybody else for their non-cooperation. Is that even a word? Anyways, he then teams up with his fellow prisoners to take on the BTC and usher humanity away from this artificial dark age. Will Smith's next movie has been obviously revealed because Escape Artists creatives have met with Smith after receiving the Resistor screenplay, believing he'd be an ideal lead for the project amid positive early projections for Ride or Die before its release earlier this month. Smith agreed to join Resistor shortly after Ride or Die's strong opening weekend at the box office. There's no director attached to Resistor, though behind-the-scenes discussions to land one will ramp up in the coming weeks. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't gotten a chance to see Bad Boys 4 yet. I do plan on seeing it at some point, hopefully before it leaves the theaters, because I do like to go out to the theater every now and again. It just feels like we're going on an outing. But how about you? Are you watching Bad Boys 4? I mean, I know that, it's still pretty controversial split amongst a lot of people in regards to the incident. We'll just call it that because Lord have mercy, that was an ongoing conversation, debate amongst so many about who was right and who was wrong. And at the end of the day, Chris seemed to make a lot of money out of the ordeal. And some might say, well, that's good for him because, he was the victim of the situation. So, yeah, I mean, he's making his money. Will's making his money. It's been about, a year and a half now, maybe a couple of years. I don't know. Was it March a couple of years ago? And yeah, so maybe we are moving on a little bit. But you let me know in the comments, let me know how you feel. What do you think so far about the opportunity that Will is continuing on with, as far as, still continue to star in movies? And again, if you've seen Bad Boys 4, would you think, because I heard the numbers were really strong, and I think they're going to talk about it in this article as well. And yeah, so I am excited to see it, just because, look, it's pretty much a tradition at this point. So hopefully, we'll get a chance. Me and my hubby will get a chance to go and see it. Because yeah, I like Bad Boys. Been watching it ever since the franchise began, as most people have. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue. Starring alongside longtime collaborator Martin Lawrence, Ride or Die sees Smith and his co-stars lawmen characters battle crooked law enforcement officials in a twist-laden fourth installment of the acclaimed Bad Boys franchise. The film has made over $250 million at the global box office, taking the Bad Boys franchise tally past the $1 billion mark since its inception in 1995. Additionally, Ride or Die boasts a franchise high audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, while receiving solid critical reviews, with Adele LRB and Bilal Helmed flick being Smith's first major movie success since infamously slapping Chris Rock during the 94th Academy Awards into 2022. And that's why I figured it was in 2022. It says, meanwhile, Smith is also set to star in the anticipated I Am Legend sequel alongside Creed and Black Panther franchise star Michael B. Jordan. Smith recently insisted the follow-up film is looking good following recent meetings with Jordan, though there is no word on when production will begin. And of course, Ride or Die is now showing in theaters across North America. I really want to know your guys' opinion and your thoughts about this. Again, it has been quite some time since the slap heard around the world. I know me and my friends were debating back and forth. I had my feelings, they had their feelings. Matter of fact, it was like 4 or 5 of us had a group chat, and we literally were split down the middle. And the odd thing about it is the individuals that were on either side, we wouldn't expect that to be the case. So I'm just curious on your thoughts on that. Me personally, I think it is time for us to, kind of move on from the situation. I think both gentlemen have. Was it right what Will did? No. Can I understand why he did it? Yes. But at the end of the day, we can't change it. He's been reprimanded, and he's been kicked out of the Oscars for 10 years or something like that. Some people feel like he should be raked over the coals for the rest of his life. Some people say just move on. Some people say, hey, look, it is what it is. He shouldn't have been saying anything. This is what happens. Some people think that comedy is kind of that open door to say whatever, whenever you want to. And at the end of the day, there's responsibility and accountability in everything you do, including what you say. So, it's a mixed bag. And quite frankly, it was one of those debates that I know personally I got tired of hearing about. How about you? So are you ready to move on from the situation, at least enough to support the franchise, to go and see the movie? Do you plan on continuing to see Will Smith's movies as well? Have you kind of just put that aside, or are you kind of staying in the camp of, no, I think I'm done? I'd be curious to know. Let's go ahead and leave some respectable comments down in the comment section. I'd love to know. We can have a little bit of a conversation about it. I know, understanding that, we can have a little bit of a mixed bag on that. Either side may feel either way, and that's understandable, because really both sides are right and maybe both sides are wrong. Who knows? But I tell you what, I am so glad that it's not the top of mind, because heck, there's so many other things that have been going on lately, that it doesn't sit there at the very front of anything at this point. But yeah, I'm excited about seeing Bad Boy 4 myself. So, again, if you have seen it, let me know in the comment section. If you don't plan on seeing it, that's cool too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really thought that Will Smith's career was done and over because of the situation, to be honest with you. I know that it seemed to be spoken about in that way, that, it's going to be a counseling situation. And I don't ever think that that was really going to be the case per se. I do feel like there are two very strong set camps in that situation. And some people are just so angry and upset about that situation. And they just feel like there's no room for forgiveness in this situation, and he should have known better, and all these different things. And I know there's others that say, look, he was standing up for his wife, regardless of what you feel about, Jada, regardless of what you feel about the situation. The bottom line is he was standing up for his wife, and, that's what you expect your spouse to do for you, no matter which way it goes, whether it's, whichever side of the coin it is anyway. So yeah, I'll just be interested to know. But Martin is also in the movie, so at the end of the day, he's funny. I know that there's some chatter about maybe how he's moving these days, but he says he's okay. So until we see otherwise, we'll go ahead and just go with that. I mean, at the end of the day, these are two very talented actors. They've been in the business for a really long time. They always step up to the plate with good movie, good content all the time. I can't think of anything, at least in the last 20 years or so, that has not been a blockbuster for both sides. So at the end of the day, hopefully we have all been able to get to a place of forgiveness and can move forward. And, it is always an element of choice. If you choose not to see the movie, then you choose not to see the movie. But I will say, I am surprised. Well, I don't know, maybe not that surprised. Because I didn't see I Am Legend, the first one. I don't even know where I'd be surprised, but I know it was a popular movie back in the day. So I'm going to I'm not really into the zombie thing. And maybe that's why I haven't really opened up to watching that one. But nevertheless, I know it was a good movie. And so I kind of thought that a part 2 to that was going to happen first. And then when they came out and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and do another Bad Boys, which of course, if you saw Bad Boys 3 in 2020, I think it was left to allow for another, movie. And quite frankly, I'd hope that it would be, because I think Bad Boys 3 really teetered off from what 1 and 2 was kind of like. And although it's fine, I love art and an expansion of art. And so the creativity was great, but it was a little different. So I kind of hope that we get some more of a wrap-up situation. I know there's a couple of people that are not in the number 4 that have been in the franchise since the beginning. So that'll be interesting to see that difference there. And yeah, I know that part 3 ended off where I believe Will Smith's character, was it Mike Lowry, that he had a son. And so I don't know if that's going to continue on until number 4. So, I guess once I get a chance to go and see it, I will find that out. But yeah, I really did think that maybe the I Am Legend movie would be different. Some think that maybe his time in Oscar nominated movies is over. And I guess that might be so. And, some people feel very attached to their awards, and some people could care less. It just depends, but you always want to make sure that you're awarded for the work that you do. So we'll just have to see how things unfold. And right now, I'm actually surprised at the numbers for the opening weekend. And I believe it opened in the 7th. Weekend of the 7th, so whatever that was. And I was actually pretty shocked about how high the numbers were. So I don't know if that was a statement of like, hey, we have all moved on, and that's sad. Is that the movie's just great, but apparently it seems to be doing really well in the ratings department. So yeah, but definitely like to know your thoughts. Go ahead and make sure you leave them down in the comment section. And of course, if you are not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, become part of the family so we can talk about these things. I mean, I'm just interested in all things recap, review, and worthy news. And I thought this was pretty worthy because, wow, Will Smith is already ranking in the big bucks. And, we'll just have to see how it all works out. Now, I do plan to pop up with another story later on. So make sure you are subscribed so that way you can come back and catch that live video. I'm kind of thinking about actually combining 2 stories because they're so freaking similar. At the end of the day, it's just people are really popping off. I mean, we are barely into summer. I mean, I know technically people start thinking that when school's out, then that's when the summer is. And yeah, as far as maybe activity based it is, but I go by the actual dates. So we got a couple more days until summer and people are just losing their mind already. So yeah, but I will be back and we'll talk about that in the next sharing. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and do me a favor, go ahead and leave a like. I would truly appreciate it if you leave one of those on your way out. And yeah, I think until the next video, I will see you and bid you adieu. I think I definitely am going to come back. We'll just see. If technology works in my favor, then I will. All right, y'all. I will talk to you later. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Okay. Bye.